Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem El Shai Bashem Rakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, make this relatively short, by the means of those miracles which he had power to do. And this is from Revelation 13 verse 14. And I will, well, you know what? Let me start at the 11th verse. And this right here, Revelation the 13th chapter, goes into the rebirth or the renaissance of the beast system, which is the Roman Empire. The new system of the rebirth of the renaissance of the Roman Empire is today called, NATO and the EU, which consists of the United States of America and Canada, which are all the way over here to the west. The rest of the these European nations are east of the other side of the world, like right above, Europe. These European nations, Germany, France, Great Britain, that cluster of nations. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me do this here. So this is your NATO nations consist of Canada and America, ruled by so-called Europeans, Edomites. And then you have this area here. These are your NATO and EU nations. Like Turkey, for example, is a NATO, part of the NATO, but not a part of the EU. The UK used to be part of NATO and the EU, and the NATO and the EU. Now they're only a part of NATO. They wanted to get out of the EU system, and that goes into the toes, the feet of it being broken. Merely paraphrasing in Daniel chapter 2. Even these scholars will tell you that the toes represent the European nations. I may even go into that. Let's see. But this is the beast right here. And you had, I'm trying to find Rome. Okay, this is Rome, Italy. And the power came out of Italy or Rome. And the rebirth after the 1,000 years, pursuant to Revelation 20, after the 1,000 years, the power came out of, I'm trying to find it on the map. Okay, Spain, Portugal. Now, Spain and Portugal, it's the same landmass. So really, the Portuguese came out of Spain. So when you go back to the first beast system, it was Spain. There was no Portugal back there. They had different names, and it was like a break off, two countries. The UK and Ireland, part of the same country. So when you deal with the EU, they'll tell you the 12 nations. There's really 10 stars on the EU flag. But what made it 12 is they mentioned UK and Ireland. And then they mentioned Spain and Portugal, which should be UK and Spain, which makes it 10. So that's the rebirth. The difference between the ancient Roman Empire and the new Roman Empire is you have part of the nation, or the beast is all the way on the other side of the world, the uttermost part of the earth. And I always go into Acts chapter 1 verse 6, around near 6-7. It says we're going to prophesy in Judea, Jerusalem, Samaria, and to the uttermost part of the earth. Not you got Bishop Nate going all over the place in mainly Africa. It's the focus is right here. The focus is right here. See, if you had Israel, if you had 2 million camps or more spread out of Israelite camps spread out through the Americas, they're gonna wake up to it. They're all gonna wake up to it. You don't have to go over here. You don't got to go to the South America. You know, here you got the IUIC over here in Africa. He knows everything about them tribes, and he can identify which are the Hamites and as opposed to the Israelites. And he has a couple of little, but his focus is not on South America. Your focus shouldn't be on South America, Africa, Europe, England. It should be on America, not even Canada. Even though you got some brothers up there in Canada teaching, but this is the main place. Every time you walk down the street, you should see an Israelite camp. Every time you go to YouTube, you're gonna run into an Israelite-based video, whether it be ISUPK, GMS, IUIC, Sakari, whatever. And I can go on and go on with different groups out there. Okay, so now let's come back over here. That was like a brief little history for you new cats. Okay, so this is the beast from the earth. You got the ancient Roman Empire 2,000 years ago. The rebirth is NATO and EU nations, which, by the way, are all European nations. No African nation, no China's not a part of it. They couldn't even sign up for it because they're of another nation. So NATO, really NATO and the EU are two racist organizations. You want to call out racism? Why is there ain't African nations part of NATO? There's a reason why. Because these are the bringing together conglomerate of the Edomite nations coming together again, and these leaders were reincarnated. They were the Caesars and leaders and governors and Senate of the Roman Empire. So it said, Revelation 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. Lambs are docile, gentle, right? And he spake as a dragon, right? And he spake as a dragon. Drakon.
Strong's G, 1404. Drakon. Drakon.
Probably from an alternate form of Drakomai, to look. Right, dragon means to look. Another word is keen. If you're keen, you notice everything around you. Like if you're in the martial arts, you assess, or a cop, you assess everything around you. You know, you look at body language, you look at how the people, you know if you see some guys on the corner, the spirit might tell you that I might run into trouble. Let me go across the street, or let me go this way. If you go straight down there, you're going to run into trouble. So you're keen. You're watching. As like the Spider-Man series, he referred to it as his spidey sense. So a dragon is keen, all right? Now the word look, you look with your what? With your eyes. Now what did it say in Revelation? Let me see something. Let me try it this way. I can go right to the precept, but I'm going to do it this way. Just to see if it comes up this way. Eyes. kind of doing it the long way for a reason. Okay, this is what I wanted. It's in a couple places, but this is what I wanted. Daniel 7 and 8, and I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up. Spanish-American War, French-American War, Revolutionary War, to free themselves from the UK, Great Britain. Up by the roots, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things. So the word dracon or dragon means to look, to be keen. That's why it said he had eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things. So it came up, it was as a little horn. The 13 original colonies of which is known as America, right? And it came up, and it plucked up 3 of the other horns by the roots, meaning rooted them out, got them out of the land. Pull them out. You got to go pack up, go to France, go tell your troops to go back to, Spain, because the Spanish were the first to do Christopher Columbus. They were the first to come over here. Remember the rebirth of the beast system started with the Spanish from Spain, not from Rome. So we got that out the way. Let me come back over here. This is why Esau has this technology. Bear me for a minute. And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, which is the little horn. And he had 2 horns. Now it says here 2 horns, because it started as 1 horn. What represents the 2 horns? You have the Democrat Party and the Republican Party, because at one time it was one system. At one time it was called, I believe, the Whig Party. You had another party. Somebody help me out. Like a lamb. A lamb is docile and meek. You can go and pet a lamb, right? A lamb ain't gonna bite you or attack you. There's never been a report of a lamb brutally killing a human, right? And he spake as a dragon, right? And he spake as a dragon. And the word dragon is dracon, which means to look, because a dragon is keen. '20th verse, same chapter, Daniel 7, of the 10 horns that were in the head of the other, which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes keen, Jacon, dragon, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. That's America. That's why Europeans hate Americans, because their attitude is they think they're better than the other Europeans. Ultimately, they're going to shoot missiles on them. That's all I wanted out of that. and he exercises all the power of the first beast. The first beast was the Roman Empire of 2,000 plus years ago. I did a video last Wednesday, Thursday, comparing Rome to America, and they said when the founding fathers set up this new system, they said we're gonna model it after the Roman Empire, because this is the Roman Empire all over again, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him and causes the earth. This time it's talking about the whole earth, and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. The first beast is a Roman system, because this is based upon it. When you go down to D.C., it looks like a scene out of Rome. You got the Senate, the president. President means first, right? The president is also known as commander-in-chief. The word emperor means commander from the Latin, whose deadly wound was healed. They didn't think Rome was going to come back. Rome did come back, but it didn't. But it didn't call itself Rome. They didn't say, "Well, we're Rome. We're back again." Came back as NATO and the EU. And he doeth great wonders. I'm not going to look up wonders right now. I may come back to that. So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That's talking about, you had the H-bomb dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But now you have, and from that time, from World War II up until now, they dropped missiles, but they have yet to actually shoot off none of the nations, they have yet to have shoot off an ICBM missile on any nation at any given time. So they don't know what the effects is going to happen. They know one thing. I was listening last night on the news, one of them stations, either Bloomberg or 1010 or whatever, and yesterday they kept bringing up the fact that the U.S. is not really backing Israel like they did in the past. And Netanyahu made a statement. Y'all can look it up. Netanyahu made a statement: if nobody backs us up, we'll go alone. We'll do it on our own. Ultimately, the U.S. is going to be involved anyway, because the elites are going to tell them to get involved. Now, the U.S. is pretty much ignoring Israel to a certain extent, because they know that this thing. See, Biden ain't all that fucking stupid, man. He ain't all that damn senile. He knows that if Russia gets involved with this thing, that you notice they had the attack, right? The Israel attacked. What was it? It was in Syria. It was a consulate, the Iranian consulate in Syria, and then Iran retaliated, right? Remember, it was in the news about 2 weeks ago, right? 2-3 weeks ago, whatever. If you notice, they ain't no more attacks. You notice, right? There's a reason behind that, because immediately Russia got on the phone and said, "Look, what's up? Y'all want us to get down?" And the U.S. knows about this. What you got to understand is, there's people in the government that check, just like we check everything. We hit this computer every day. We check out the notifications. We got the news on. Any breaking news, we up on it. I'm either on Bloomberg or on News 1010 Wins. Alerts come on my phone. Certain elders, brothers, or whatever, they'll give me alerts or something. A new video coming up, some breaking news. So we're seeing everything because we're keen too. Dracon means look, which goes back to keen. They can look through things. If your eyesight is that good, you can see the future. Oh, they showed you that in the movie. What's the name of that goddamn movie? Damn, man. This guy was in it. Something. he played the guy in the military guy that was the sniper. He played him. He played what's his name of that damn movie? What's the thing? He had spiritual power, meaning he can see shit before it happened. Somebody please help me out. There was a scene where he was running and he saw what this guy was going to do, and that guy was going to, he saw it because he was so keen that he was able to, is it called Endless? Is a movie called Endless? Let me see, let me check. Okay, let me see something here. Endless, the movie. Okay, no, this is not it. Now look at this shit. Yeah, they're always gonna make the Edomites a hunk, and this is a chick. This is a black chick. That's what they're pushing. It's gonna be the other way around. We're gonna take your woman. What's the goddamn movie, man? Let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. American Sniper movie. Okay, let me get this dude's name. American Sniper. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, they ain't giving you this guy's name. Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper. All right, let me see something. Click on Bradley Cooper. All right. I'll give you the movies in a minute. Okay, let me do it this way. I got movies. Let me do it this way. Just bear with me. Well, he made a lot of movies. I'm sorry, y'all. You're just gonna have to bear with me. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me. Limitless. That's the movie. Limitless. And in the movie, he had like spiritual power because he can see shit. His eyes were so keen, he knew what you were going to do before you did it. So that's what I wanted. Limitless. I said endless. Limitless. Which if you can watch that movie, let me do this. You might want to even watch it. Bear with me for a minute. Limitless. Okay, let me get back to this. So if you have keen eyes, you can see the future. You can predict things. And he exercised all the power of the first beast. I'm going to get to my point in a minute. Before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, meaning to follow the ancient system, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Let me look up the word wonders. Wonders. I think this is the same word for
Strong's G 4592. Semayon.
Yeah, so wonders is also miracles. I'm sorry. Let me come on back. Come on back. Great wonders of miracles, which is their technology. And I'm going to prove my point in a minute. So that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That's only one thing, that one part of his miraculous powers. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, technology, whether it be medical, whether it be your smartphone, the MOTB, that's considered a miracle. You be able to put a C-hip in somebody's brain and they can walk again, or they can see, or they can speak, or they have a cancer, can cure cancer, which he had power to do in the sight of men, the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Now you have Bishop Nate talking about this is a picture of Caesar Borgia. It's not a picture of Caesar Borgia. Let's look up the word image. And he gonna watch this video and he'll probably do it. If you say, there's a picture of Caesar Borgia. There ain't no damn picture, no goddamn Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia is played out. That worked during the Renaissance years. Ain't nobody, people, even white people tell you that Jesus is black. Jesus ain't on trial. Inside joke. Icon, an image, figure, likeness, an image of a thing, the heavenly things used of the moral likeness of renewed men to God, the image of the Son of God, into which true Christians are transformed, is likeness not only to the heavenly body, but also to the most holy and blessed state of mind, which the Christ possesses, the image of one in whom the likeness of any is seen. Right, the likeness applied to men on the account of his power of command, meaning that's the rulership, right? A system to Christ on account of his divine nature and absolute moral excellence. Let me see if there's a root for this. Ico. Right, to be like. That's what I wanted. To be like. To be like. So the part where it says, and they made them worship the image, is to worship the Roman Empire, because they're being like the Roman Empire. Sorry about that. We got to go over these breakdowns for you brothers that are new to this thing. Most important thing, the whole scriptures, the Bible is important, but the breakdowns, you got to understand these breakdowns, which are the mysteries. Let me see. Okay, here it is. That they should make an image to the beast. So the first beast is the Roman Empire. The image, like I said, you go to the root of the word icon, and the word is to be like, to make something that is like the first beast. The image is not a picture Caesar Borgia. Ain't nobody pulling up no picture Caesar Borgia, which had the wound by a sword and did live. That was a Roman Empire. So they said we're gonna pattern ourselves after the Roman system. We're gonna go as far as the infrastructure or the architecture of DC, the capital, is gonna be like Rome. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Right, to have people represent the Roman Empire, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, that the image of the beast should both speak. What does that mean? Someone to speak in behalf, the president, the governors, the senators, the congress people, the mayors, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed or cut off. And then you know what this says. So we're in the fulfillment of this is already happening. This is getting ready to happen. This is a couple of months away. And to this day, here it is. 5/6/2024. The hopeful year of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, bringing in the time of Jacob's trouble, which could happen this year, which it is happening on a smaller scale. But we're right. This right here is months away. So you're gonna have to answer for it. You're gonna have to explain yourself. Any of you that's teaching that the MOTB has nothing to do with a microchip, you're gonna have to explain it. You're gonna get shooken up on that day. Gonna be a major shakeup. Not just the Israelite community, but the conscience community, the Christian community, people in general that kind of have an idea of the Bible. A lot of these intellectual Edomites that read the Bible, they don't read it with a spiritual eye. They read it with a, an eye just to read. They want to read. Like if you go on Jeopardy, when they have any subject on the Bible, the Edomites go right through it. Boop, 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 boop. Because they read the scriptures, but they don't read it with a spiritual eye. Okay, so what I wanted right here was the miracle, right? Now I looked up the word wonders, which is the same word, miracles. Their miracles are there. He causes fire to come down from heaven in the sight of men. His technology. The fact that now, like 20 years ago, you couldn't say, well, I feel like watching this movie. Django. Well, you can watch it now. Because you can go to Netflix or you can go to Prime Video and you can watch those movies. So that's their technology, which you didn't have that 20, 25 years ago. So now I'm going to go into it, right? His miracles are anything that are actual miracles. Matter of fact, I didn't even look up the word. Give me a second. Miracles. And the Most High didn't give you this power that he gave to this man. And his power is not just the sword that Isaac gave him. It's their spiritual power. A smartphone is spiritual power, man. With a smartphone, you don't even need a laptop. You don't need a desktop. You don't need none of that. That's a computer right there for you. You can do everything with that. You can put up videos. You can do all kind of things, man. Miracles. Let's look up the word miracles. This is almost like a back to basics. Samion, a sign, mark, token, that by which a person or a thing is distinguished from others and is known, a sign, prodigy. Prodigy means monster. Like you have a little kid that his dad was a boxer. He teaches his son how to box at like 3 years old, and at 7 years old, he's looking like an old pro. And you kind of know, look, if he keeps in this path, to keep going this path, he'll be world champion. Well, that's a prodigy, a monster, an ultimate, a baby monster, a baby Godzilla. Remember the son of Godzilla? The son of Godzilla, he couldn't blow that fire out like his father. But the son of Godzilla is a prodigy, meaning when he gets to be his father's age, he's gonna be able to blow a fire and not smoke rings. If you know what I mean. It says a sign, prodigy. Look the word up, prodigy. It means a monster, a potential monster. A portent, which means power, i.e., an unusual occurrence or an unusual ability, transcending the common course of nature. If you told somebody back in 1900 that they don't have a thing that you can hold in your hand, you can call people with, you can watch videos. Well, they didn't even have videos. You can send messages, you can do all kind of things. If you want to know the price of gold, all you got to do is, you don't even got to type it in. You just speak it in. Like I tell Apostle Gabar, give me this, and he types in. I said, brother, don't type it in, just speak it in. Just say the words. It's easier that way, you know? So we so used to typing. You know, with Google, you want some information, you go, what's blah, 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 and it gives you the information, right? That's their miracles. That's it. The Most High blessed them with those miracles. Like he blessed the Levites with the Urim and the Thummim, which this technology, the smartphone is nothing but the Urim and the Thummim, right? It says powers transcending the common course of nature. You take a prophet from the ancient world and you bring them up here and they see you get in a car, there's no horses, they're going to bug out. This is demonic. Where's the horses at? Can you imagine? You got Jeremiah, you put him in a time machine and you let him see what he going to bug the fuck out. And then you're going to have to sit down and explain it to him, man. He said, this is technology, baby. Like I said, go back to the 1700s. You had a cell phone in the 1700s. That shit is this is witchcraft, man. Of signs portending remarkable events soon to happen. Of miracles I tell you about in the Apocrypha, right? What is that? 2nd Ezra 6, if I'm not mistaken. It tells you about a child being born 3 months, 4 months, whatever will preemies, and it says the baby speaking. I'm merely paraphrasing, speaking with their mouths in 1 year or in less than 1 year, whatever the case may be. So we're in the signs of these miracles, and one of the miracles, the power of the ICBM missile, right? It says of miracles and wonders by which the Most High authenticates the men sent to him. That's spiritual power. But Esau got spiritual power too, or by which men prove that the cause they are pleading is God's. So now let me show you one of the miracles. This is truly a miracle. Okay, let me come over here. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, this right here, right? First Chinese military invisibility suit shocked the U.S. Now, this is actually a piece of material that actually make you invisible. If he was to duck down, all you would see is the tree, the rest of the tree. You wouldn't see him at all. Let me do this here. Let me do this here. Let me give you a better. All right, let me do this. Okay, so this guy pulls out a. Let me do this. I'm sorry. Okay, he pulls out this thing, and you can see part of him is invisible, right? You can see the wall right through him, right? Watch this. I'm sorry. Okay, he's behind this thing. You see the bike, but you don't see him. Then you see the brick wall. So you got to watch the video. But in the video, they tell you this was a company out of Canada that came up with this technology. So they can actually make themselves invisible, a cloaking device. So that's what I wanted to get. I said, I brought out all those precepts to get to this point right here. So, get it when you get a chance, watch this video. And this is real. This is their technology that the Most High, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, granted to the Edomites. The Edomites have spiritual power too. Why do we say spiritual power? Because it came from the Most High. And it don't mean it necessarily came from the devil. Most High gave them this technology to fulfill prophecy. Daniel chapter 12. Knowledge shall increase. And knowledge means is science. Science is a Latin word meaning knowledge. High tech. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.